Hey, let me tell you something. Don't give up on the Beast of Reincarnation just yet. Look, I've seen all the reviews. I've seen the 6 out of 10. Actually, after putting time into this game, I understand some of those scores. The game has problems, some big ones. And here's the thing. I still think you should keep playing. Look, hear me out. Beast of Reincarnation is one of those games that takes a little too long to show you what it does well. And if you don't have the patience, then you won't get the full experience of this game. So first, let's talk about the problems. I'm not going to sit here and pretend the game is perfect, because it's not. It's far from perfect. But if you've only played the first couple of hours, I completely understand why you might want to put this down. The story starts way too slow, and it's a major problem. The story takes too long to get going. There's a lot happening in this world. Emma, Koo, the Blight, the Nushi, the Beast of Reincarnation. You're getting the information little by little, which isn't necessarily bad, but the pacing makes it feel slower. Now, on top of that, the dialogue is too slow. It's one of the biggest problems in the game. The actual conversations move too slowly. Characters take their time talking. These pauses are extremely long. You're reading the captions thinking, I've read this already, let's go. In other games, I can read this caption and fly through it. Hit a button, press skip, next line, next scene, whatever the case is. Here, you're often waiting for everything to play out. You can't just quickly speed through every conversation at your own reading pace. So that makes it feel even slower. Now, on top of that, the cutscenes are so long and drawn out too as well. I understand that you're trying to build a world. I understand that you're developing Emma and Koo. I want the story. I really do. We want the story. I just don't need everything to move that slowly. Sometimes I'm sitting there like, bro, let me play this game, please. Especially when you're coming off a good fight and you're ready for the next one. It just takes all that away, slows you down, and you're like, man, I don't even feel like playing this anymore. Let's get into the combat and the actual gameplay. At first, the combat is actually pretty interesting. Emma handles the real-time sword fighting. You're getting the parrying down, you're getting the dodging down, you're staggering enemies, and then you've got cool abilities working alongside Emma, and then it gets a really interesting concept and combination of builds in there. But after enough encounters, you're starting noticing a pattern, right? Parry, attack, build your resources, use Koo, more parry, more attack, break the enemy, finish them, repeat. Eventually, some encounters start to look very familiar. Alongside that gameplay, the bosses have similar movesets. It's something that I started noticing when I got to the newer bosses. Different monsters, different designs. You're expecting a completely different fight. And then the attacks start coming, and then I've seen this before. Parry, same attack pattern, wind-ups, parry timing, punishing windows. And that's kind of a problem with me being a true Souls gamer. Because the boss shouldn't just look different. It should feel different in the fight. I want a boss that makes me change my strategy, makes me learn something new, not the same movesets. I need to adapt to something new that makes me work even harder. And then the biggest red flag of them all, my boy BZ told me this, I didn't believe him, they recycle the bosses. Sorry, gotta tell you. Beat a boss, you continue progressing, and eventually you're looking at the same or familiar boss again. Maybe a little bit stronger, but it's got a little more health. And maybe they've changed a few things in the background. Didn't I already beat this guy before? When that combat is already starting to feel repetitive and recycling bosses makes you feel even stronger, it's time to, hang up the game. Then you start becoming overpowered. Here's something that happens as you progress. Emma starts getting strong, you're unlocking abilities, you're upgrading, you're noticing new things from the skill tree, you're improving Koo, you're understanding the combat system, you're learning all of these new things, and you're getting better at parrying, and your build starts to come together. And at first you're like, feels great, this is what I wanted in the game. You're destroying monsters that used to give you problems, but eventually a lot of the regular enemies become too easy. The problem isn't you getting stronger, you're supposed to get stronger in a RPG. The problem is some of the enemies don't seem to keep up with you, so you're running into the same monsters thinking, next. Oh, that was easy. Beat them on the first time. I would have loved the more dangerous late game enemies that forced me to use everything I've learned. If you're going to make me more powerful, make the world dangerous too. Simply put. And then there's the music. If you play this game a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That one theme song that feels like it's playing over and over again and over and over again. You start to hear it in your sleep. This song is kind of nice at first. A couple of hours in, are we seriously playing the same song again? And then you've already gotten repetitive enemies, similar boss moves, recycled bosses, and now the song is replaying in my head over and over again. But this is probably the easiest problem in the game to fix. Turn the music off. I'm gonna save you the time. Just turn the music off. Keep your dialogue, keep your sound effects, keep playing, but turn the music off or put something else on. Problem solved. I just fixed that for you. You can hit the like and subscribe button if I solved that problem for you. So why am I telling you not to give up? After everything that I've said, you're probably thinking, bro, you just gave me every reason not to get this game or to stop playing it. Hear me out. Because despite all these problems, I kept playing, and I'm glad I did. I said it. I'm glad I did. The combat system does get a lot better. Once you start understanding what Emma and Koo can actually do together, the moveset becomes incredible. There's more going on than simply swinging a sword. Emma handles the fast action combat. Koo brings another tactical element into the fight. Your parries matter. Parry windows get smaller. Your abilities matter. Your upgrades matter. Everything starts to fall into place. Your build even starts to matter. And once everything starts working together, that combat feels much better. It really does. Let me tell you about Koo. Koo is not just a dog, right? This is something I actually liked about the game. Koo isn't there just to be there. And I know everybody loves dogs. I love dogs. He's actually important. He's connected to your combat. He's connected to your progression. And most importantly, he's connected to Emma's story. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. You gotta play the game to figure out the rest. But the relationship between Emma and Koo becomes one of the things that keeps you pushing the story forward. Now, cinematically, this game is beautiful. From area to area, I loved the post-apocalyptic version of Japan. Nature has consumed civilization. You've got giant forests, ruins, blight, massive creatures. It is really cool to explore the world. You got the old technology mixed in with the strange new world. And then there are moments where you just stop and think, this game really looks good. Creature designs are another highlight. Some of these monsters are wild. And even when I have problems with the actual encounters, I really like the visual direction of the game. Great job there. Could it be improved? Yes, but they did an overall good job. Excuse me, you're in my video. So this is why I tell people, give it time. The beginning is slow, very slow, but actually you start understanding more about Emma, more about Koo, and more about this world. And let's rewind it all the way back. Let's talk about Game Freak. This is another reason I'm willing to give this game some grace. We're talking about Game Freak, the studio everybody immediately associates with Pokemon. Now look at what they're trying to make. Another darker action RPG, a mature story, parry-focused combat, companion mechanics, skill trees, huge monsters, a cinematic presentation, post-apocalyptic Japan. This is way outside of what most people associate with Game Freak. And this project was reportedly in development and planning for years. So when I look at Beast of Reincarnation, I just don't look at what they got wrong. I look at the foundation they created. And with this foundation, this game can go a lot of places. So give the developers some credit for trying something different, because here's what I don't want. I don't want developers becoming scared to try something new. Was everything executed perfectly? No. The pacing needs work. Enemy variety needs work. Boss variety needs work. Boss movesets need more variety. The music could use more variety. The difficulty progression needs balancing. And dialogue needs to move faster. There's plenty they could improve. But if Game Freak takes what they worked here, learn from what didn't work, and builds another game from this foundation, now you got my attention for the long run, and probably everybody else watching this video. My message, don't give up too early. So if you only had a few hours into Beast of Reincarnation, you're thinking about quitting, keep going a little longer. Give Emma and Koo some time. Give your abilities some time to open up. Give the combat system time. Give the world time. And most importantly, give the story time to actually get somewhere. Then make your decision. If you don't want to play it from there, that's on you, because I'm not telling you this is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I'm not even telling you the reviewers are completely wrong. I'm telling you there's a good game underneath these problems. So don't give that 6 out of 10 an immediate write-off on this game. Play it, experience it, get past the slow beginning, and then give your own score. I've already played this game, so you let me know in the comments below. What would you rate this game out of 10? Did y'all almost give up before it got good? Hit the like button and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. And more content to come on more games dropping in August and September. And this is just my opinion on the Beast of Reincarnation, and telling you not to give up on it, but try it.